Today, I am waxing skis today, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the brushes that I use. If you're a beginner waxer, you really don't need all these brushes, but if you're trying to move different hardnesses of wax and get a good shine, there's different brush options. I have these set up in softest to coarsest. Now, when you first scrape your ski with your scraper, groove scraper, if it's a harder wax, you use a metal style brush, which is these two. And this one's a steel brush, this one's a brass brush. And since the bristles have a nice sharp edge and they're fairly stiff, it will dig the wax out of the pores of the ski. And you don't have to be super aggressive with these brushes. They take quite a bit of wax off fairly quick. And I tend to go with the steel brush first and for coarser waxes, and then use the bronze, you can see, or brass. You can see this one's been used a lot. All the bristles are turned over. That's from pushing too hard down on the ski. And you can see my steel brush is still nice and straight. Nothing is folded over, and that's because with this brush you don't have to apply much pressure at all. Shouldn't be applying pressure to begin with. The white nylon is the middle of the road brush, which is what I recommend to people when they first start waxing. It's technically the only brush you need. After you scrape it, you brush it with this, you go. But if you want to be picky and be more professional, then you get the grades. The next one down is a horsehair brush. This is a fine, stiff brush, and it does really good at removing wax and the tighter grain patterns. So I find I use the horsehair brush quite a bit, and because it also doubles as like a polishing brush while still getting the wax out of the pores. And then this is the softest of the brushes, and this is what gives the skis a nice shine. Yeah, it even feels soft to the hand. So right now I have more of a softer wax. I'm going to call it a mid-temperature range wax on. And first thing I like to do, if you saw my other videos, I like to remove the wax from the grooves and the edges. And this way, if I slide off, I'm sliding on the wax that's on the ski. So I got that cleaned up pretty good. Then I'll grab a standard plexiglass ski scraper, any sort of firm plastic scraper will do the trick. I like to clean the tips and the tails first. It's just a habit of mine. And it's always nice to have a sharp scraper, which you would think working at a ski shop I would, but I use them so often. There we go. That they're hard to keep sharp. And you basically scrape it down as good as you can, and then you let the brushes do the work from there. I'll give it one more quick go over and then start working with the brushes. It's hard to see at the camera angle, but when you look at different angles, you can see where some residual wax is in the grooves. So I'll break out the steel brush. This one You don't have to dig hard. I'm going to go down from the tip to the tail. I'll do 5-10 times, something like that, and I can already see it pulling stuff up. I can see, I don't know, term striations, whatever. I could see the marks of the brush going through whatever wax was in there is picking up. Right, and then just flex it to get the stuff out. I mean, you could run your way right down, but since these two brushes are very similar and used for the same thing, for wax removal, you know, the white nylon is the middle, and this is what most people would use. But I'm going to also bypass this one because, like I said, the horsehair does a really nice job of getting wax out of the grooves. Even though these two are more on the polishing brush side, this one's stiffer, so this one removes wax, and that's the horsehair brush. And that's why I'll bypass the white nylon and go to the horsehair. You know, a lot of professionals don't want you going the opposite direction, but there's wax in both sides of the grooves, but I always finish going from tip to tail. But when I polish brush, I go all different directions, whatever it takes to shine it. The soft polishing brush, and it's already looking nice and black and shiny. But this I just polish away, and I could see some residual wax moving with my fingernail, something the scraper didn't get. Looking at the end of the grooves and just being nitpicky since the customer skis. Alright. I'm just going to lightly run a coarser brush over the top. And you can feel it too if you were just to drag your sharp brush. If it feels like it's sticking and not skating along, it means there's wax there. Like if I hit a bump and it slowed down, I know that that would be a wax buildup area. Nope, and I'm good. Brushes are skating over nice. And I don't know how true it is, but I know with me, the shinier I can make it, the faster I feel the ski is, but I don't think there's any scientific proof of that. And that's what the different brushes do, and you can see the ski is looking good. The other option out there are rotary brushes. You put a drill on here, and this would be the same as the white nylon. It's a medium brush, and when I have to do lots of skis, I break this out. And here are two more of the rotary brushes. This is the harder one for removing harder waxes, and this is a polishing one. I rarely use the polishing rotary brush because I feel I can get a nicer shine with the hand polish brush. And my dirty workbench, and you can see that it came out really nice. There was a scratch here that I'm trying to show, but I think that it kind of got polished clean. I think we see it right there. We'll see if the camera picks it up. And a lot of people will freak out about scratches in their skis, but the truth of the matter is, scrape it, wax it, scrape it, deburr any areas that might be lifting up, and ski on it. You usually won't notice a difference with a handful of scratches. Alright, that's what the different brushes accomplish when you're waxing skis. I know a lot of downhillers will just use polishing pads and not worry about getting wax out of the grooves. But when you do that, you get less suction effect when it comes to cross-country skiing. So that's why we use brushes in the cross-country ski world. If you have any questions, leave comments, ask questions, and yeah, I reply to the majority of questions that come into my comment section. All right, thank you, and have a good day.